All right. Let's get this party started here with, hold on. Yeah, we're good. Okay. I'm going to go through the patch changes as I'm watching it just to kind of like give my thought. Well, hold on. Actually, let me do it this way. So this is like a little bit of a review of MK1 as a whole. Kind of like my experience like playing the game after, it's going to be like 2 years after this point since 2023 when it released back in like September. And I'll do like 3 sections of this. I'll do like my review of the game as a whole, my thoughts on my main character Havoc and just some of the other characters in the game, and then I'm gonna go through the patch and see like what the future is for MK1 is, and kind of just give like my closing thoughts. So we'll just break it up into 3 parts. So here we go. Let's start off with, I'm gonna try to go through this quickly. Let's just start off with like the main menu. This is like the worst main menu I've ever seen in a fighting game. It's completely like unbalanced. There's so much empty space. Like the menu screen, like the menu, the select screen where you select your options here, it's not even like centered because we have to see the dragon statue, which is a cool statue. But there's like nothing, there's like too much head, like in camera work, right? When I'm doing cinematography, we have a thing called headroom. You don't want to give your characters too much headroom unless it's going to look specifically like an art design. This is a terrible art design. Like there's too much space. There's too much empty space. Basically, you want to make sure in filming you fill your screen with actual information. What information am I taking in here? You know, it's just kind of awkward. It's unbalanced. It's like whatever. Let's check out the store real quick. I'm not even going to try to compare to. I'm not even going to try to compare MK1 to previous games. I'm not going to try to do that. I'm just going to make it as its own entity for like what it is. The store is pretty bland. Like, you get like some classic skins. I don't think they really translate that well. Wait, this is new. I didn't realize it was here. Okay, MK2 million. That's pretty cool. But like, the skins just don't translate well in my opinion. Like, the classic skins of like MK2 and MK9 with like smoke, they don't look good. Like, even like here, you got these like little pointy things on the top for MK3 or UMK3 Scorpion. Like, isn't that like an MK4 thing? I could be wrong, but you know. And then just, I don't know. I get what they're trying to do, you know, the nostalgia and the nostalgia and everything, but I don't think it translate well. But that's just, I'm just going off on a rant. Like I said, just like a rant session. I'm not gonna like be like hypercritical or whatever, but I'm just like talking like my thoughts on the game. I think the seasonal shop is an interesting idea, you know, kind of like the modern video game thing where you have like a season pass or whatever. You get like seasonal stuff. It's mostly just skins. The palettes are not that good, especially for this season. Like, some of the palettes, and this is like the thing for like most, whatchamacallit. You know, not every palette's gonna look good. I understand that, obviously. Not everything's gonna like look good for like every character. But like, some seasons are obviously better than others. And this is not one of them. Let's be honest. And you also have to unlock brutalities with seasonal coins. Now, granted, it is pretty easy to get seasonal coins. You just play through Combat League or Invasions. That's fine. But, like, why? Why do I have to unlock brutalities? Like, why can't I just level up my character? And that's just another thing with like, the level up character thing. Like, do we have to do that? Like, do we really have to level up our characters just to get their skins and, like, mastery stuff and all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of tedious. I don't want to play through this whole cast just to get some dragon crystals and unlock some skins and brutalities. It's just kind of tedious work, but I get it. You want me to play the game and level up. I understand that, but that's just natural how it is. But you know, like, but most of the time I'm not gonna, I don't know, I'm going back and forth for this. I don't know, like, I'm not gonna be playing the whole cast. I'm gonna play like 5 characters, maybe like 10 at the most. Like, I don't play Katana, I don't play Olina, I don't play Tanya, I don't play Sindel, I don't play Raiden, I don't play Rain. Like, I'm not gonna play half of these characters just to unlock their levels and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the shrine, pretty much useless now. Like, this was the way you used to get skins, but now it's basically just over, and I got a whole bunch of coins I can't use. That's cool. The customization features are just not that good in my opinion. The gear is like only like one thing. You get to change the mask. It's like, okay, that's nice. You can randomize the favorites, which is pretty cool. You get some skins here, you can't really customize them besides the palettes again, so it's like you have to just stick with it basically. Some of these are pretty decent. Obviously, most characters have more than others. Like I think Melina has like 20. Like look how much Melina has. Like what the hell? I don't even think Garrus has that many. No, he only has 3. I know he has the Conan one too, but like that was like way later on in the game. Like Brock only has 3. Like what are we doing? Like I get it. It's at some point in in life, it's hard to make things new, especially when you've done them before. But like you have MK2 Baraka, just do that. Do MK11 Garrus with his Chronica outfit. Do that, you know? MK Deception Havoc, just do that. Like, you know, that's all I ask. Like, you brought back Natara's Deadly Alliance or Deception outfit. I can't remember which one. So why not just do that for the other characters? Since they're all throwbacks, these are all throwback characters, right? Lee May, Ashra, Natara, Havoc, Reiko. Where's MK4 Reiko? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to give us so many palettes, just give us the skins. I would prefer more skins than palettes. I can get by palettes. No, yeah, but I would prefer, you know, more skins. Xiao's got some decent ones, I guess. The maskless Xiao one, like come on. Why can't I have a mask of Xiao with the executioner hood on? Like stuff like that, I'm kind of like, come on, like what are we doing? Sorry. I'm not trying to be like emotional, but I am emotional because I love this game. Well, I love MK as a franchise. It's really good. Story mode, just to run through it. It really is something, right? 4 acts. It's not bad. It's pretty digestible, but when you get to the reveal, right when you get to the reveal of Shang Wang, Titan Shang Wang, that's when things just, oh my gosh, like, yeah. The thing I don't understand about MK and doing like a multiverse thing is that you already have characters that basically don't die. Like, we've seen characters come back as revenants and wraiths and all that stuff. Why do we need to have characters in different multiverses? Like, there's no need to do that. Just continue on with the same story, expand upon it more, bring in new characters, rather than trying to do the whole multiverse thing with the, oh, this is a different Raiden, this is a new timeline. Like, we already had our timeline. We already got acquainted with our Johnny Cage, our Liu Kang, our Raiden, and stuff like that. I get it. No one liked Chronica. She was a cop-out. She was a typical, I want to create the golden balance villain. I understand that. I don't really care. I'm just kind of cool with what they're doing, but like, we were said at the timeline 3 times already. Like, you know, invasions, it's terrible. Like, it wouldn't be so bad if the modifiers weren't like literally like killing you every 3 hits, like the freaking squirrel on a Roomba. Like, it's cute, but it's not fun. Like, if I'm going to play offline, if you want me to play your offline gimmick, at least make it enjoyable and like casually completable, not infuriating where I have to go through a different node, complete a whole tower, fight through all these modules and everything, equip a freaking perk on there's like freaking Pokemon systems of like effectiveness. Like, what? Like, I just want to play through it, get the skin, and get out of there. Like, come on. You know, you brought back Towers of Time, you brought back the classic towers. You know, those are all nice. But, you know, like, let's do what we do best. You know, let's not try to reinvent. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, you know. I placed on top 100. I get some coins. Yay! Let's compare some brutalities. So that's like my main gripes with like the game system as a whole, in terms of just like, you know, how the game is presented. It's not really presented very well. Like, the menu screen is just not there. There's not really much to interact with. So it gets like a D grade for me. Overall, I think and I guess if we can go about how the game is played, with its main gimmick being cameos and like you know, this is a new era. We're bringing back classic characters and their movesets, which is a cool idea, right? Like, let's just do. We're bringing back the UMK3 Jax. We're bringing back MK1 Sonya. These are like all their classic moves, and that's a cool idea. I really like that, and the way it was done was pretty decent. Was pretty decent, but it, like some people say, is this a tag game? Is this a party game? Is this just an assist game? You know, like what is it? To me, it's a party game. There's too much wacky stuff for this to be like. And this is just my own opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You know, I'm not trying to be like the end all be all. I'm not trying to be like superiority complex. I'm just saying, like, to me, this seems like a Smash Bros type of thing where you unlock an item and get like a Pokemon out of it, and they just do like a big old attack and they just delete your health bar. You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like to me. I really don't think that the camera system was done well. It's really unbalanced, and I'll get to the balanced stuff in a second because they just released it. I'm glad I waited to make this thing, but you know. I think the cam system is just kind of, it's finicky. You have to wait for them to get off a cooldown, and then you have to do all that stuff. It's just kind of annoying. Let me show an example. Like, you know, I wish it just felt fluid. It feels kind of like stubby sometimes, right? I'm actually going to turn off the damage text. So oh wait, why is it still saying damage text? What? I usually don't do this. Hold on. Yeah, it's fine. Normally, wait. Okay, there we go. So, I'll get into like cameo specific stuff in a second. Oh my god, I gotta put them on full. Okay, so like, I do a combo right. Like I have to wait for Shingo to get off screen so I can do his crumple. Or like, you know, like it. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I kind of lost my train of thought. But I just wish like how you press buttons and like how you interact with like the environment with your characters and cameos, which is done like a little bit more fluid. You know, it feels kind of stubby if you're not correct or if you're not like execution tight. You kind of just whiff and everything. It's kind of like, I don't know. I'm probably just complaining over nothing, but let's kind of like end it right there. I'll get to more character specific stuff in a second. But yeah, overall, I think the gameplay is fine. I think it's a lot better than what we had prior. But there's still like some things that need to be fixed, like things whiffing at the tip range, throws eating your active frames on your jabs and pokes. Like that needs to just not be a thing. You know, things like that. But overall, I think the gameplay is serviceable, and I do enjoy it a lot more than what we had in the past. I would say it's probably one of my top 3 fighting game, just in terms of like playstyle. Like I kind of just do whatever I want. Like they brought back the wave dashing and whatnot, or I guess like dash blocking from the beta. Like they didn't have that. The game was kind of stubby. I still don't really like the speed of the moves, but I am fine with it though because it fits my sort of like, you know, slower defensive playstyle versus like MKX where it's like hella fast and everything's unreactable. They have like guard protection, which I think they had that since like MK or Injustice 1, I believe they brought it back in this, but and they brought in MKX, so that's pretty neat. But yeah. So enough about that. Let's talk about, oh actually hold on. Sorry. Let's talk about character specific stuff and kind of like my experience. So I pre-ordered this game. First I actually got on PC because I wanted to do the stress test, but they didn't do that with PC, so that kind of sucked because crossplay wasn't there. That's another thing. Crossplay wasn't on release. So many features just wasn't in the game on release, and I felt like this game just was rushed. You know, the features were not all there. No rooms, no lobbies, no crossplay at release. You know, things like that. The Warrior Shrine, like what the hell? You know, like first to 2. First it was first to 3, then it was first to 2. Like, come on, man! I paid like $70 for this stuff. And the game's not even finished. Like, I'd rather just wait until I got the definitive edition, because at this point, that's probably what I'm going to be doing from now on. Just like wait until just wait 3 years after the game's release, so I can actually get a finished product and not like an unfinished product. Because you know. But I love the game. I love MK as a franchise, so I gotta show my support. But I wish the support in return was just as good. So enough about that.
Scorpion.
Let's go into the main culprit of our
Scorpion
thing here. So I was sold on buying this game when they released when they showed Havoc during the Outworld trailer. I love Havoc from Deception. I love his character. I loved how he was presented. You know, he's a being of chaos. He doesn't believe in order. He just wants things to be like as they are. Really cool concept. I love the character. My favorite character of MK history. How he was done. I'm in the story mode stuff. You know, the way he's presented in this game isn't exactly what I thought it would be, but it's a new era, new timeline. They can do whatever they want. So, you know, whatever, change it up a little bit. But in terms of how Havoc plays in this game, I'm fine. I was honestly fine how he played before the Chaos Reigns patch. What he had pre-patch, like way back when he was bottom one, worst character in the game, no one even knew. Here's my thing about some of the player-based community in a way. No one knew how Havoc played way back when, like in year one of this game. Like, no one knew how he played. They just thought, okay, he has some overheads, he has a good down 4, but he has like no damage. He's kind of like no one's gonna play him, you know, I have to worry about it, you know. Like, no one paid Havoc any attention. And as soon as he got buffed, everyone's like, oh my god, Havoc's so strong! Like, nerf this character, he's too strong! Y'all had a whole year to lab this character. Again, the player base had a whole year to lab this character. Competitive players, intermediate players, not the casual base, but the intermediate content creators, the competitive players, all those players had a whole year from day one of MK1 to when Chaos Reigns released to lab all the characters in the cast. And they decided to just pay Havoc no mind because what did he have? Here's what Havoc had day one for his combos. That's it. I swear to God, that is all he had. That is all he had. I think that did like 27% prior. I think they gave him a slight damage buff. I could be wrong, but maybe it was 28%. That's all the combo he had. This is all he could do for a bar, 33%. That's not bad, but like, there is no other way he could combo. That's all he had. No camera, no nothing. Meanwhile, you have a character like Scorpion, who's got all this. Like, hold on. Look at what Scorpion's doing compared to what Havoc was doing, right? I had to spend a bar to get the 33%. He didn't have to spend any bar. I get it. Every character is different. Every character is going to play different. I understand that. But if we're gonna give characters like Scorpion like that, then why can't we like what's the rule here? Are we gonna give everyone a meterless launcher, or just, you know, like meterless launcher string that's safe on block? You know, you got to duck it to, you know, counterplay. And I'll get to the counterplay stuff in a second because I had some questions about the latest patch. But you know, just like you could even do that like pre-patch because. Well, actually, I think you could, because, like, this armor was actually slower. It's like 60 frames. Again, 60 frames, reactable, flawless block it to punish it. But no one wanted to do that because they were like, oh my god, armor, so broke, it's so good. It's like, there's counterplay. And people just don't understand, like, the counterplay to it. Like, they don't, like, either they ignore it, like, it's not a big deal, or when they get hit by it, it's like, oh my god, this is so busted. Like, there's counterplay, just slap it. But, you know. And if I tell people that, it's like, oh, I already knew that. Well, then don't ask. Like, so, anyway. So, Havoc, like, sorry. Havoc Year 1 was, like, pretty, like, basic. He didn't have that jump-in attack. But what they gave him in Chaos Reigns kind of just restored his character identity. What Havoc had Year 1 was essentially this. He would do a little bit of a nose combo. And he would do this. He would risk damage to get this tether on you, and with the tether, he would neck snap you. It's unblockable. You can't do anything about it. He would get a scaled, mind you, a scaled combo with the neck snap, and it would do like 18% at best. So he would do like a 25% combo, basically. Okay, 27% combo, and to next. I did the EX version, but you get what I'm saying. my god. He would sacrifice damage in corner for a setup. Do the setup, spin bar or whatever, and then do that much damage. And that's all he had day one. And I was cool with that because I love having a choice between either do I go for corner carry or do I go for the setup. And sometimes that would drop. The twisted spin would drop sometimes. I'm glad they fixed that. So good on NRS for doing that because I used to whiff on the last hit. But that was his game plan. Now he's just a mix character. Like, oh, here comes the mix. Oh, you better fuzzy guard. If you don't, you're screwed. Here comes the VOD. You know, stuff like that. And I don't like how they changed him like that. Like, yeah, the buffs were exciting, but the more I played him, the more it just wasn't Havoc of what I got used to from year one. He's just a whole different character. He's got like this is overhead dive kick thing. It's a pretty cool move, I guess. It's unsafe as hell, so you know, got to use it sparingly, but it's a pretty cool launcher. I'm cool with that. What else did he get? I mean, faster startup on this. You know, it's cool. I would have preferred it stay at 60 frames and just keep the armor on it, you know. But hey, we'll take it. This move, the Nether Snatcher, I didn't really need that, you know. I had a meterless launcher. It was this. That was it. I didn't need another one, you know. It just went overkill. Like, I guess I just wanted people to buy the Chaos Reigns DLC for $50, even though it wasn't finished and all that stuff. You can't get all the characters on release. Like, you know, stuff like that. And it's like you didn't have to give him this. And now everyone hates Havoc because, oh, he's too strong. Havoc players are freaking dumb, brain dead character. Like, no, we're not. No, we're not. We didn't want our character to have 50-50s and 40% combos like everyone else. We wanted our setups. We wanted this. We wanted this. We didn't want EX Next Snap for unscaled damage. We didn't want that. We didn't want that. No one asked for those Havoc buffs, but we got them, we used them, we abused them. We're sorry, we're not sorry. I don't know how the whole community feels about that, but you know. Yeah, how they buff and nerf characters in this game is really interesting because, you know, some of them are deserving, some of them are not, and that's obviously subjective. I don't know what data they go by. Do they go by the competitive scene or do they go by the casual scene? Like, I don't know their standpoint. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about, well, we feel like our competitive players are having a tough time bringing Havoc onto the scene, so we're gonna give him some buffs to make him more competitively viable. Versus like, okay, the casuals are having a hard time dealing with Havoc and his mix-ups. We're going to turn down his mix-ups and stuff like that. You know, things like that. I wish NRS would just communicate that stuff with us, so that way we know how they see the game. Because we don't know how they see the game. They could if all the Havoc mains in the world just said we were fine doing back 2-2 blood ball, back 2-2 torso spin, we would have never gotten the buffs. But maybe NRS is saying, hey, Havoc's pretty low in the player base. With like, what's going on? Maybe we should buff this character so that way he's being used more. Because, you know, that's our goal. So like, I just wish we knew, as a community, we knew what they were doing with the balance adjustments and whatnot, because it's hard to just like know what they're thinking when we don't know what their criteria is for buffing or nerfing a character. Like, I'll give you another example. This string, 4-3-4 for Scorpion, it was not that good on release when they gave it to him. It was a mid, it was an extension off his mid to make it, and I guess I'll get into this right now about the whole gameplay of this thing. So, Scorpion has 4-3-2. It's mid-high, so 12 frame mid, really good, decent range. Only -3 on block, so pretty good. And he has an extension that launches you. It's the high at the end. You can duck it and punish him. If he goes for it, it's -6 on block, so it's safe. So it's basically a safe mid launcher. Okay, safe mid launcher. All right, we got that right. So they were like, okay. So again, I'm not gonna say that. I don't know what NRS was thinking because I'm not really sure what their mindset is when it comes to buffing or nerfing characters or changing things. So they saw Scorpion doing this. You know, the counterplay was just duck at the end. You know, fast mid, stagger, go for a throw. You know, all or high. So he doesn't have any other mids. This wasn't special cancel back then. So they gave Scorpion some buffs. They gave him 4-3-4, a mid option. So that way you can't just neutral duck the second hit of 4-3. You have to actually block it. Okay, so now there's a little bit of a mind game there. You have to either duck the high if he's going to do it, read the stagger and duck the throw, or take another strike throw, or he's going to do the mid extension. I think the mid extension was actually unsafe. It was like -12 or something on block, so people were just OSing the high and the mid. And then it wasn't even, there was like an armor gap here, I believe. Like, There's an armor gap. I mean, it's not there anymore, so it doesn't really matter, but... There used to be an armor gap there. Now it's not there, so... There's an armor gap there, but now Scorpion players just don't even do the 4-3-2 on block. They don't do it anymore. Why? Because, well, guess what? I mean, this is safe. It's a safe meterless launcher. And how is it a meterless launcher? Because it has, hold on, where's that? You can actually combo with it. So now we're just giving characters safe meterless launchers. So like, there's like no risk, right? This is -6 on block. You can't punish it. Nothing in the game can punish this. So everyone gets a safe meterless launcher, or Scorpion gets a safe meterless launcher. Not everyone, but we'll get to that. So like, now he has 2, not just 1, but 2 safe meterless launchers, and it's like, well, what's the counterplay? Now there is no counterplay. There's no armor gap on this. There is on here. But why go for 4-3-2 when you just do 4-3-4? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the counterplay? And this is my main problem with the game, is that it feels like they're trying to just remove counterplay options to make characters viable. And I don't necessarily agree with that, because I think characters need to have a specific strength and a specific weakness, so that there's a certain balance of like, okay, this character's really good at doing combos at you, right? He's got a full screen spear, he's got meterless combos and whatnot. But his weakness is that, well, he's not that good at poking. He's very strike throw, so he can't really go for 50-50s. That's totally fair. I like that. It makes him a very strike throw heavy character. It doesn't make him a 50-50 character. It just makes him Scorpion in this game, not like Scorpion as like a character or franchise, but like Scorpion and MK1. But they just removed that. They're just like, you know what? We're gonna give him a safe meterless launcher because it's just not working the way he was before, because it's just an interesting decision. I don't understand what they do with that. And it seems to be universal across the cast. Let me just go to another character. I'll do Sub-Zero because that was also egregious. But like, you know, things like that, it kind of just makes me wonder, like, what is going through their head when it comes to making these decisions? Like, did anyone ask for another safe meterless launcher for these characters? Like, look at Baraka. Same thing as Scorpion, right? Back 3. 13 frame mid, right? Mid-low. Hits double. It hits twice. Looks like an overhead, but it's actually mid-low. And it can actually break armor, too. Hard to punish, too. It's -14 because he goes back, so it's kind of hard to punish if he does it raw. But he has an extension, right? Back 3-1. It's a launcher, right? And it's safe on block. -7. Now, some characters can punish with a 6-frame reversal, but not many characters have. There's only like 3 characters in the game, so this is pretty much safe across the board. But you can duck the second hit, or the third hit, I guess, technically. You can duck the high attack. So what did they give him? They gave him back 3-2, a mid option, so you can't do to duck it. But guess what? This is actually unsafe. Uh-oh. Like, -13, that's actually punishable. But, like, the reward is, like, 13% and a knockdown for +10. So, obviously, the risk is either you get launched, or the risk is either you go for the launcher and you might get punished, or you go for the mid and you might get punished. So, it's like, okay, well, that's interesting. So, like, Baraka has, like, the sort of, like, same game style as Scorpion does, right? Except Scorpion's, he has 2 launchers, and both of them are safe. Well, I say safe, but... Well, also, I'll just say he has 2 launchers that he can make safe with certain cameos. And I'll get into the whole cameo make things safe thing. Like, it's not really fun when, like, you're doing something unsafe and then a cameo comes in to make you safe. It's kind of like, what's the point of even punishing it, right? Like, we already went through this with other games, but, you know, I guess we're doing it again. So, that's one thing. And, like... just stuff like that where it's like they remove counterplay just to make characters actually like competitively viable. I don't really agree with that. I think having Brock having a weakness makes sense, right? He's a very rush down heavy character, right? He gets in, he gets you with pokes, makes you play patient. If you don't play patient, he can blow you up for it, and it's fine. And if his playstyle is adding cameos that make him safe, so that way he can continue his pressure, fine. That's what he's known for. But once he runs out of cameo bar, like once he runs out, then he's basically a sitting duck, right? He can't keep using the canonize forever, so he has to be careful when he goes for pressure, right? Okay, now I'm out of cameo bar. Do I go for the same mix-up? Oh no, I'm unsafe and I can't, go for that because it's unsafe. I can't make this safe. It's one of those things where it's like the counterplay is there, and I like having counterplay because it makes the game, 1v1, not a 1v. Oh, I'm just facing the character, not the player. And even with Sub-Zero here, right? He has forward 1, 2, 3. This used to be a knockdown string, I believe. I don't think it had like a little pop up there. This used to be unsafe on block, I believe, like -13 or something like that. Now it's safe, and they removed the armor gap on it at the end. So this used to be like an armor gap string. You can mix it up with like certain cameos. You can do like an overhead at the end, or you can do a low, and like with certain cameos, you can make it launch. So you can do like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now it's just safe basically. There's like I'm gonna just make sure there's no armor gap there. It's a reversal. Wait, is that the reversal? Hold on, that's the reversal. Do the reversal. Oh. Yeah, well, I guess there is armor gap there. Huh, what'd you know? Or actually, I don't know if that is. Oh yeah, here it is. Hold on. My bad, guys. Okay, there is armor gap. My bad. I thought they removed it, but never mind. They just made the string safe. That's what it was. They made the string safe, but there's still an armor gap there. Okay, I apologize for that. I made a mistake there, but this I think what they're trying to do is to overcompensate. Is they're just trying to make the game like, okay, here comes and here's another example right here with the false walk stuff. Because they introduced false walk in like MK11. It came back to MK1, and they have like up block in this game, and I'll kind of get to that too. So usually when you false walk certain strings, they become unsafe, right? Like reptiles 4-2-1-1. If you false walk the last hit, it becomes unsafe, right? I'm gonna do it right here. What the heck? I recorded that. Oh, hold on, wait. Okay, can I false block it too? Alright, false block it -17. I can punish it. See, punish. But now, and I saw the patch notes already. They're gonna make that safe even on false block. Why? Like, why are we removing counterplay for things that launch for combos? Like, do we just want everyone to be like mindlessly doing launchers for combos? Wow, 33% on a safe, non-false blockable string. Like, what's the idea? Like, what's the reasoning? And I wish they would just give us reasons as to why they're making these changes in the patch notes, but they don't do that because that would involve them asking questions and whatnot, or answering questions. Like, no one wants to do that. Sweeps that launch for combos. Those are always nice. No one likes those. Unreactable low, very far-reaching, recovers pretty much fast. Can't really block it. Why is he not? Okay, there we go. It's alright. Like, very safe, basically. -7. No one can punish that. Not even Liu Kang. Like, and yet here we have Liu Kang here, right? Forward 4, 3, 4. False block at the end, you get a punish. Otherwise, he's safe and you get some pushback. Like, I'm honestly surprised they didn't remove the false block on that one and make it safe too. It's not like this one. Oh wait, it just knocks down. Okay, so there's not really much of a reward there. But with reptiles, if you don't false block it, he gets a launcher. Like what? Like, why is it only for? Why are there exceptions for some characters and not for others? Like, it's just weird. It's just interesting to me. Like, I understand every character plays differently. Every character, and like I said, this goes back to that whole character identity thing, right? Every character has their strengths and weaknesses. Liu Kang's weakness is like false blocking his best string, right? And Reptiles is also doing the same thing, but now they're just going to remove the counterplay to that to make it to where they have no weaknesses. And it's like, okay, so we and this is like the whole idea of like, well, let's just make everyone strong so that way no one can complain. Is that what people really want? They just want everyone to be broke. I mean, if that's the case, if they just want everyone to be broke, then don't nerf any characters. If that's the case, right? Like, we want to make everyone viable competitively, so let's just make everyone super top tier. Like, no more unsafe strings, no more false block counterplay, no more up block counterplay. Just do safe stuff. Just do your pressure and just make it safe. Have launchers, have cameos that launch with it. Get for combos 33%. You know, it's like there's no more buying games. It's just do it mindlessly because it's gonna work no matter what. Even if they block it, you're safe. And even if it is somehow unsafe, you can just use a cameo to make it safe. So it's like there's no risk, all reward. And I don't like games like that. It just makes it like so unenjoyable. Like there's no thinking ahead. There's no like anticipation or making reads. It's just do it mindlessly. Like here's a great example for Smoke, right? Smoke has smoke cancels. He can cancel strings with a special move, and if he messes up, if he messes up his cancel and you block it, he's unsafe. Minus 16. Oh no, that's bad. But he can also make himself safe by just canceling it, right? And he gets a combo for most of his strings when he gets it on hit. Pretty cool, right? But what's the problem with smoke strings? Well, let's go through them real quick, because this is another problem I kind of have with the game. And not really a problem, it's the counterplay. And I like the counterplay with this, because let's say you don't want to mess with the smoke cancels. Alright, you can up-block this string. Okay, pretty cool. Up-blocking it makes it punishable. Sorry, hold on. Punish, right? So he could just go full 4-3, right? Double 4-3. See, like, look, if I go for up block, I get punished because I'm trying to counterplay his string, but he staggered it, obviously. That's really cool, right? What was another example I was going to use? Oh, yeah. Let's say you use for the string again, all right? Now, there is an armor gap here, so if I didn't want to guess, I could just armor it. Okay, cool. He has, like, another string that's armor gapable, too, right? Oh, no, that's not good. Hold on. Oh, there's an armor gap there? Really? Oh, I'm surprised there's an armor gap there, but guess what? It's unsafe, so it doesn't really matter. You don't need to armor gap it because it's unsafe anyway. Like, there's a counterplay I'm talking about, right? Even like if you just do it on... sorry, hold on. Even if you just do that, right? Smoke cannot do anything after this, right? I'm going to do the same thing and down one, right? He's gonna lose to down one. No one does this. Why does, like, people complain about smoking like the invisibility stuff, but like, just down one. He can't do anything. All he can do is like block. You can block your down one, or try to go for like a read and like, you know, back away, right? And he'll still get hit by the down one. Like, I'm not sure why, and it's kind of funny that Smoke got no buffs. I'm actually surprised, but like, I think Smoke might be one of the worst characters, and not like worse as bottom tier, but like worst as in doesn't have the same level of dirt as everyone else. Like everyone else has like armor, launchers, and like 50-50 mix that launches you for full combos. And yeah, Smoke has that, but he has to go in with his win condition. His win condition is going invisible. If you can't go invisible, he can't really mix you. Like, what is Smoke going to do from this range, right? He can do back two, which is the overhead. Does he have a low that reaches that far? He can do this, I guess. But, like, there's no low here. So every Omni-Man or every player in the mid-screen is just going to block overhead. When he's up this close, okay, he can do a low. He can do a couple lows. He can do the 4-4 for some plus frames. He could try to do a back two. But, you know... like back two from this close, just do this. Even down one trades. Even down one just trades. Like why are we afraid of these characters? Like I understand if Smoke wants to be buffed, like they should make him like more, you know, like a threat. But I think that's some decent. I think Smoke has perfect counterplay, right? If you let him get the advantage and everything, if you don't block his mix-ups, he gets to go invisible, he can mix you up to death. But if you stop him from doing his cancels, if you block his mix-ups, then he gets unsafe. Like, hold on. Sorry, that doesn't sound right. Because obviously saying, oh, just block the mix-up. Obviously, you're guessing. Obviously, he is a guess right character. He is a mix-up character. I understand that. That's his whole playstyle, and that's fine. He's like one of the premier mix-up zone. He is one of the premier mix-up pressure characters. But when you look into his tools, when you actually look into him, he doesn't really have many options when he cancels his strings into smoke cancel. Right? All he can do after doing this is block. If he keeps going for it, you're letting him get away with murder. And if you let him get away with murder, and I guess that's the idea of his playstyle, right? If you don't understand the matchup, if you don't understand what he's doing, he can overwhelm you with pressure, and he can do his smoke cancels, and he can do his mix-ups and invisibility. I get that, but once you understand the matchup, once you understand the character more, the smoke player has to enhance their playstyle to get better, rather than sticking with what they have and going off for the same things that they've been doing, right? That's why I like playing Year One Havoc. It was a lot interesting to find mix-ups and setups for his tether. But now they just removed that because the move is gone entirely. I can't do the move anymore unless I'm below 30% health. And if I'm below 30% health and I use the tether, I lose my health and I just die. Like they just removed my option. Like how can they give characters like Reptile and like Liu Kang and Li Mei safe meterless launchers, but then remove the fun factor or like the identity factor of a character like Havoc with his tether, and just take out the move entirely. You can't use the move until you're in fatal blow health range. Like what? So we're just gonna ban moves behind health bars. If that's the case, why can't we do that for Sento? Like when Kenshi's below 50% health, he can use Sento to make a comeback. That would be kind of cool, right? Nah, just only for Havoc. But it may seem like I'm just raving about Havoc, but I can just do that about the main cast in general. But oh my god, what was I even getting into? Again, this is like my rant session, so yeah, just it's one of those things where it's like you just wish you knew what the devs were thinking, so that way you can understand. But when you don't understand, you get angry, you get sad, you get frustrated, you get jealous. You get a whole bunch of emotions going on because you don't understand what's happening. Once you understand, you can comprehend things, you can find answers, you can find solutions. But we don't have those answers. We don't have those solutions because there's no communication and all that stuff. So anyway, enough about that. Let's get into the patch that they finally released. They put like a little video of it, which is kind of neat. I don't have to go through like notes or anything. So it says August 2025 patch notes. That's really nice. So I'm actually go through all the characters because I'm really interested in how they did this. I kind of went through all of them already, but some of them are not that big of a deal. But some of them are kind of a big deal in my opinion. Some people say it's like a nothing burger patch. Oh, this character's dead. This character got a slap on the wrist. We'll see. So Shang, right? So they made young Shang a bit better. Oh, wrong character. They made this string 2/4 +1 on block. What the heck? Oh my god! They made this string plus +1 on block. Oops. Is that right? Is it +1 or +2? I'm looking at the video right now. Oh my god, show it. Okay, it's +1 on block. Before it's -2. High mid. If he's in Young Shang already, he can't really do much of it. He has to like cancel it. It's an old form, but like as long as it's Young Shang combo. Yeah, you do something like that basically. It's pretty decent, right? 8-frame move, safe on block, but like I thought the real issue was actually this one, back 1-2, like which is actually a better launch, but it's like unsafe as hell. Like again, why are we mixing up the launchers? Like what's the rule here? So he has one unsafe launcher, but now he has a safe one. Why would I ever use back 1? It's a worse high. It's 10 frames. This one's 10. This one's 8 frames. Why would I ever use this one? Why? Give me any reason as a Shang player to use back 1-2 over 2-4. Give me any reason. Better range? I doubt it. I'd just rather use stand 2. Like, why? Like, did NR just forget that back 1-2 exists? They must have forgot because there's no way they could have forgotten about 2-4 when back when 2 exists. Like, what? Anyway, so they made that plus unblock. They made this string special cancelable, which I think is pretty neat. As it stands right now, it's kind of just like whatever. I mean, you can use a cameo to make it like pretty cool, but like making it special cancel is pretty neat, I guess. Here's another one that's pretty interesting in my opinion, and I don't really like this. And here's the thing. Usually NRS doesn't do this, where they have a 3-hit string become special cancelable, but they're doing this a lot now with these changes. They're making Liu Kang's 1-2-1 special cancelable. Like, his fastest jab, 6-frame jab, plus on block, 0 on block, -6 on block, so safe on block, and there's no false block counterplay. It's basically just -6 no matter what. So they're giving him a safe launcher. Well, let me just use Movado because that's just way better. They're giving Liu Kang a 6-frame meterless launcher that's safe on block. 6-frame meterless launcher, safe on block. I guess there's an armor gap here, right? I'm assuming. Okay, there's an armor gap there, but guess what? If you just leave it at 0 on block, or if I can do it, you can bait it out and then punish him. I guess what the game is right now is just do safe on block stuff. If they block it, you get your turn back. If they don't, and they get hit, you get a launch, you get a combo for 40%. It's like, that's what we're doing now. That's what the game meta is. Like, at first, it was like, you know, unsafe stuff in the cameo, like Cyrax and Striker and Kano. Then it was like the armor meta and the mix-up meta. Now it's just do whatever you want because this is a party game meta. So they're making that special cancelable. The sector changes. The air burst grenades doing less damage. You know, that's all right. I didn't really think the damage was the issue, and it no longer builds meter on whiff. Now that's an interesting. Thing. Usually in NRS games, when you use a special move, you build bar, even if it whiffs. So they're just making this a specific nerf to sector. Now here's a question.
Kitana.
So
Sector. Scorpion.
So that's an interesting thing that they did right here. And I'm really curious of what they're thinking. I'm just using my tinfoil hat on right now. So I'm gonna put the bar at a 1. Or actually I'm gonna put it at 0. I'm gonna put it at 0. Right? In the next patch, when this air grenade whiffs, you will not build any bar. If I can actually do it right. What? My ass? Sorry. When this whiffs in the air, you will not build any bar. So that's a sector only change. If Katana whiffs this, she's gonna still build bar. What's her other down back 3? Yeah. When she whiffs her projectiles, she'll still build bar. So because sector, well, actually, I don't know because I'm gonna put this in the lens of I just got the game and I'm wondering why they're making these changes. Because why does she build bar when she whips this projectile, but not sector? Like, why can't this be a universal thing? I feel like maybe all projectiles should not build bar if they whip, but maybe I'm just being speculatory. That's a very interesting change. I mean, we'll see how it goes. And it does like less damage, so that's interesting. Oh yeah, and also I didn't go through it, but like her flamethrower does decrease damage on a combo basically. So it still has the problem of armor launcher, but you know it does less damage, which that's fine. You know, throw damage doesn't do that much well, so that happens. I already talked about the reptile chains with the false block negation because they don't want any more counterplay in this game, because counterplay means characters unviable, and if characters unviable, characters ask for buffs, and when players ask for too many buffs, and they just get on Twitter and all that stuff, so that happens. The Cyrax change. Let's see, where's Cyrax at?
Cyrax.
What's another chance they're gonna add? I'm trying to look through the video again just to make sure. I think. Oh yeah, Lee May. I'll do Lee May too. And I'll add on Trimmer and Movado.
Wu Shi Academy.
So let's see here. So the Trimmer changes when he gets hit. He's locked out for 10 seconds. I think it's like 2 seconds. Honestly, I don't know how much time. It's like probably 2 or 3 seconds when he gets hit. But like when Trimmer gets hit, he'll have like a longer cooldown before he can be used again. That's totally fair. You know, people use him as a meat shield. He comes out pretty quickly. People just store him in crystalline anyway to get the ground pound, so it doesn't really matter whether he's in waiting. You know, it's kind of like whatever. What the heck? So like, you know, people just put him in crystalline at the start of the match. They just wait for him to. They wait for the combo, and then they just, you know, do their thing. So that's not really like a big change. I don't think that's going to be broken for Trimmer. I think it's still fine. And then here's another thing for Cyrax. Her bomb's gonna build. So again, this is like the whole thing I'm confused about. When Sector whips her air missile, she won't be building any bar. But when Cyrax whips her bombs, she'll build less bar. So why are we allowing one character to build bar but not the other? Like, yeah, I know it's slowly building bar, but like, what? I don't understand. Like, why does one character get to do that but not the other? Like, and this is not a universal thing. This is just these two characters. Like, I'm really curious of why they wanted to do it this way. But, you know, it's their game. They can do what they want. It's like Nintendo. They just lock down your game if you don't like it. Oh yeah, and also her capture foam, the little booger ball here, that will be destroyed by projectiles when it comes into contact with it. So it's kind of like Street Fighter, except hers loses the trade. So yeah, that's interesting. Like if Lee May throws a projectile, that's not a projectile. Then the bomb will the capture foam will lose, and then she'll get hit by the other projectile. So. Pretty interesting change. I think that's honestly whatever. Like, to me, this just makes her a better grappler. Just grab people, just teleport. I can't. Just teleport basically behind them, just grab them, go for Trimmer. Like, that's not even like a big deal, honestly, for Cyrax. Oh yeah, Lee May's thing. So Lee May, when she does her flippy kick, the EX version, if I actually had the bar, the EX version will be safe on false block. So before, you had to false block the last hit to make it unsafe, but now they just made it safe. And with Movado, guess what? You know what this means? Launcher. Safe. Let's see if I can do instant one. Can I do instant one? Instant overhead launcher. You see how fast that was? I want you to block that next time you're playing online. Water beam is 3 frames faster. Okay, so they gave Rain some interesting change. I hope they kind of buffed the water beam, but I guess they kind of did. But it's mostly just for combos. Like, okay, I guess that makes them a little bit more ease of use, so that's cool. So okay, let's get to like the actual meat potatoes. So here's some things I actually do like. But I'm also concerned about. So I did suggest this at one point about Quan Chi's down back one projectile comboing into certain things. I didn't think they would actually do it, but here they are. And I'm trying to think who else got changed. I don't think anyone else did. Oh yeah, I mean I already went through Omni-Man, but Ghostface, or no, he didn't get changed. Oh yeah, Conan. Maybe I'll do Conan in a second. We'll get that in a second. There are some good changes. There are some good things about this patch. But let's go into Quan Chi, because this is actually a pretty debate. This is actually a pretty controversial one in my opinion. So, why am I going in? So they buffed down forward 4. Instead of it being a mid, it's now an overhead. Now, it's already unsafe, right? It's unsafe as hell. It's minus 12. So pretty unsafe, but usually you're supposed to do that range for a knockdown, right? Knockdown, do bone cage, set it up and all that stuff, right? Now, if it's an overhead, if it's going to be an overhead, I'm pretty sure that means you can up-block it. And if you can up-block it, that means it's punishable, right? And if it's punishable, that means Quan it's going to be punished for doing this if they uplock it. So if I'm another Quan, my stand 4 is 12 frames. Well, I guess I won't be punishable, but maybe on certain characters they can punish, like Reptile's Dash or whatever. That's honestly concerning, but we'll see how it is. I like I said, down forward 4 is kind of like inconsequential. It's a pretty decent move when it works, but we'll see how it goes. You know, it being an overhead is pretty nice, so we'll just see. But here's the one that really made me raise my eyebrows. The Psycho Skull is 5 frames faster, so that means it will go from 34 frames to 29 frames, which means it will combo into 2-4-1, and I'm assuming it might also combo to stand 4. Right now it doesn't do that, but if it combos into stand 4, that's a pretty big deal. Like, if that comboed into stand 4, imagine if stand 4 comboed into this. Or, it doesn't, the only way this combos is if you do it from 1-2 or 4-2, and that's it. It doesn't combo from back 3, it's too slow, it doesn't combo from back 2, it doesn't do that. So I'm assuming with this new change of the Psycho Skull, it will combo into this, and you can probably do something like, I don't know, like something like that or whatever. That would be kind of crazy. That's like an actual true block string. This could be cracked. It is a bar spent, and it seems to be only the EX version. So I'm pretty sure that the regular version will still be 34 frames. It just comes down a little bit faster, so we'll see. But from what they showed on the video, this could be crazy. But that's all the changes he got. He didn't get any frame data changes as far as we know. They probably won't show. I mean, they did show frame data changes with like the plus on block stuff. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. You know, he still has a 8 frame stand 1 and 9 frame down 1. This thing is ass. So we'll see. Oh, I didn't go through the component changes. Frick. I'll do that in my next thing. Sorry, my bad, guys. My bad. So the Omni-Man changed. They made 4-3 safe. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, the cameo Goro. He has 140 throw damage, which is all right. You know, I feel like that was needed. I already went through the Lee May change. Kenshi got a change that was interesting. I actually kind of forgot about the change before he had with his 4-4 string. So give me 1 second here. So, well, actually, let me just go through the video real quick, just to make sure I don't mess anything up. Again, the whole removing the counterplay off of like enhanced moves and flawless block stuff, it kind of just grinds my gears because it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? You know, like what's the counterplay? So Kenshi now has, oh my god, what the hell? I don't know why I keep doing that. So 4-4, in a previous patch, they buffed this to where you could actually get a combo from this. Right, they made it like bounce. So like now you can do that. But now they're making it special cancelable because right now I can't special cancel it. I can call it in a cameo obviously, but I can't do like a special. Oh wait, oh that's cool. I actually didn't know that. Gotta time it though. Okay, you gotta time it though. Yeah, I can't really. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. Okay, whatever. I don't care. But yeah, basically, this is gonna be special cancelable now. Now already, it's safe. -7. It is overhead though, right? So you can uplock it, but that just means you could just, you know, cancel into a low. So that's interesting. But I think that's the only change he got. So that's a really interesting thing, basically. I'm saying interesting a lot, but that's basically what it is. Like, I'm really curious of how that's going to change Kenshi. I don't think it's going to change him as much. I think he'll still be kind of lame. I think Kenshi's kind of weak, guys. But, you know, we'll see. The Conan stuff. So Conan, this will have 7 more frames of hit stun, which basically means he can use like a Chameleon fan lift or like a Motaro reflect to probably teleport and like combo off of it, which will give him a launcher. Now, I feel like he could already do this already though, right? Or am I just tripping? Let's check. Let's try Chameleon real quick. That's why we experiment. Maybe you can't, probably. Yeah, you can't do that. But assuming with this new patch, you probably can after this. Okay, so you will be able to combo on into that meterlessly with certain cameos, so I guess we just want to give Conan a better meterless launcher. Instead of, you know, making him use a certain cameo or using this to launch or this. He doesn't have enough launchers, guys. Let's give him more. Alright. Some striker changes, grenades recharge faster. Okay, that's pretty neat. What else? Cameo Sub-Zero. Okay, so yeah, they gave some cameos like Sub-Zero and Frost some more invulnerability on their moves, which I think is pretty good. I think that needed to be done because I feel like a lot of the moves that have invincibility or invulnerability don't work half the time. So they did that with Frost, Sub-Zero, and Darius as well. I think Darius definitely needed that for sure. So that's a pretty good move. Pretty good change. They also did something else I want to say. Hold on. Arctic armor absorbed. Okay, yeah. So they buffed the ice armor for Sub-Zero. I wish I was a different character right now, but it's fine, I guess. Where is Sub-Zero? So the Arctic armor, the ice armor, whatever, it will absorb all projectiles. Let me see. Let me just make sure I read that right. I'm looking at the example as well. So Arctic armor absorbs all projectiles while active. So basically, it used to have like a certain amount of hits you would take before it would go away, but now it's just gonna be like on there forever. So as long as that Arctic armor stays active, it will absorb all projectiles, not just like a set amount. So it used to be like 5 now, or 6, I guess, but now it's just gonna be infinite until it runs out. So pretty big move, pretty big change to Arctic, to ice armor for Sub-Zero. That's definitely a nerf. A couple of things, the characters like Cyrax, Sector, Quan Chi, Liu Kang, Kung Lao. I think it's specifically for Kung Lao, I would say, because his air hat's pretty annoying, I'm not gonna lie. So it's a pretty interesting change there. They also increased the recharge rate of rapid fire for Striker, which is also interesting. I didn't think that move needed to be buffed, but I'll take it because that move is really good. That does a lot of damage. Let's see what else we got here. So Homelander, all they did for Homelander was give him increased damage scaling on his command grab into combos, which is honestly a slap on the wrist. Like, that's like whatever. It wasn't even doing that much damage anyway, let's be honest. And I say this relatively because everyone's doing command grab combos. Like, you can't tell me one character that doesn't have a grab combo. I guess maybe Quan Chi they changed it with Shang Tsung actually. Like, let's be honest, who doesn't have a throw combo in this game? Sindel. Takeda has one. I guess Sector doesn't have one. Cyrax does, Noob does, Ermac does, Katana does, Melina does, Tanya does with Movado or Tremor, Rain does, Smoke does. Dude, what character doesn't have a throw combo in this game? What, Kenshi? He can use Movado. She can use Movado. He can use Movado. Like, come on, like. So it's funny because Homelander doesn't even use his back grab that much. He has to use his command grab, but they nerfed his command grab damage scaling combo. But they're not going to do the same for the other characters that have back throw combos. I guess it's hard to have one either, kinda. She has one. He has one. He has one. He has one. So like, are these other guys gonna get damage combo scaling nerfs for their throw combos, or no? It's just Homelander. Okay. I'm just an E for everyone guy. So okay, when I saw this change, I was like, they're making this a party game because they're making Jax's ground pound unblockable go full screen. If that isn't a party game definition, then I don't know what is. Like, what? Just go full screen. Can't escape it. Insane. Okay, like I do like the change of the fittable missile for Sector, the cameo being a high, so you can duck it and punish it. I think that's a pretty good change because before you just locked down, you literally just couldn't move. Like if you move, you just die. So I'm glad they changed that. I already went through that. The Frost has invincibility on the Ice Crash, which is a pretty good change. Same thing with Darius. They buff Scorpion cameo with the forward overhead slice. They made the recharge faster. I mean, that's pretty decent. So Movado has a slower not a slower recharge, but a slower sorry. He has a slower refill when he does his ninja drop or his best foot forward move, you know, the extenders, rather than the I think it's cooldown. How much, dude? They have like too many like definitions of this, because like there's the time it takes for him to come back from his move, and there's the time it takes to refill the bar. The refill is slower, but the cooldown is probably the same, I imagine. So, I mean, it's a pretty fair Movado nerf, I guess. Yeah, I already talked about Conan. I'm just going to do it right now because I kind of want to wrap this up already. They removed the T1000 overhead part on his string, which, I mean, okay. It's basically just unsafe now. Like, no one's going to use that string. Like, this character's dead, y'all. Okay, now let's get into the Havoc stuff, because I have some things to say about this. I really do. Well, not a whole lot to say, just some stuff.
Sub-Zero.
That's all, just some stuff. So, let me just preface this by saying, if you don't know how to deal with the Havoc stuff, it's... Hold on, whoops. Wait, what am I doing? Hold on. Wait. Actually, yeah, I wanted that. So 2-2, right? 2-2 Blood Ball. This is gapless, right? This is gapless. There is no armor gap. Actually, hold on. There is armor gap. My bad. You can armor this, by the way. Even if he does 2 scoop, right? Oops. You can armor that. So automatically, you have an option there. You don't have to hold the mix. And that's the whole... And this is what I was saying about, like, this game, right? This game is literally, like, if you don't want to take the mix, and if you have the bar, just spin the bar. Do the mix, or just spin the bar, do your armor launcher. If they block it, just use Motaro to make it safe, basically. That's what everyone does anyway. Like that's the whole meta. Anyway, sorry. So, there's an armor gap on 2-2. And if he does this right here, down 1. If he does the this right here, it's a knockdown. It's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. Like it's a double low. There's no mix up there. Just down 1 him. Just OS it. Anyway, so they're making Havoc's 2-2 high overhead mid into a high mid overhead. So now for his quote unquote mix, he has to do the low on the second, after the second hit, and not the first one. I think that's a fair change, honestly. If people don't want to guess or, you know, use the armor gap that's there since day 1, and if people knew about that, if they actually have the character, would it be a big of a deal? But you know, I'm just letting it all out there. I'm just letting y'all know. But what is this? Okay, that was weird. Anyway, sorry, I was looking at something. So now that the mix is gone, people shouldn't complain about, or I guess what Havoc's players have to do is just condition the overhead now, which is honestly fine with me because I was doing that anyway. Like I wasn't even doing like the mix half the time. Why did you not block it? Like I wasn't even going for like 1-1 scoop. I wasn't doing this. I was just doing 1-1-2. Go full screen, build some more bar with this, and then like I don't even go for the mix with Havoc. I don't want to use that tool. I don't want to use it. I want to use what I have. So I guess now I just have to just do that, right? I can't do like now the mix is gonna just be doing like a low, which I mean, you know, unsafe, safe, -5, it's whatever. Like on hit, it's just a knockdown. That's like 12%. It's not even that much damage. That's like back throw damage, basically. It's even less, or it's even more. So, you know, it's a fine change, kind of necessary, but you know, people want nerfed Havoc, so let's just give them what they want, but they don't give me what I want. So, just kidding. Okay, here's another one they did with Havoc. It was the back 224 is no longer safe on block. So this move right here, -5 on block, but if you take a gander, it probably has something you can call an armor gap. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, look, invincibility gap. Why can't people, like, dude, did no one know about this? Look, you can do a cameo reversal and punish this without having to spend your armor. Isn't that crazy? So why take the mix of the back to 2 grab and the back to 2 low when you can just, I don't know, use your cameo reversal or your armor? Or maybe we need to have a low block where you can, if you low block specifically, you can it's like up block, but it's for low block, you know, just or like a low parry or something. I don't know, like it's Tekken. We need low parries in MK. So this being unsafe, I mean, this being unsafe is kind of like, it's like a big deal. It kind of really wasn't for me because like, if I stagger on -4, if I finish it, it's unsafe. I guess what I have to do is do that. I can use more tremor. Like, basically it's saying, hey, this was already a thing before. It's just now more of a thing because now I have to actually use it if I want to make it safe and launch. Like, damn, look at how fast tremor recharges. Like, this was already a thing, so it being unsafe is like, whatever. I'm just not going to use it anymore, so, okay. And then the last thing they did was something that was just like another slap on the wrist. Again, and did anyone know that Havoc got nerfed 3 times in a row in the previous patches? Did anyone know that? Or is that just me? Because I actually pay attention. All right. The last thing was the stab, increased damage scaling on throws. So it doesn't do as much damage on like throw combos. Which, hold on. Like there feels a way you can time that. You have to like kind of do it like really late. Yeah, you can do it like that, but it's gonna do like increased damage scaling, so it's not gonna do as much damage, which is kind of like. It's kind of like whatever. Like, I don't even use cameos that give me a throw combo with this anyway. Like, yeah, I use Movado, but like that's only when I'm trying to like turn my brain off or whatever, because that's how the devs wanted me to play Havoc. They just wanted me to turn my brain off and just do whatever until whatever. But before that, I had to use Darius, and that's kind of like a nerf to Darius. Basically, it's like I can't go for that anymore. So because that was the only other cameo that would work with that. So. It's basically a nerf to Movado and Darius. Like no other cameo was gonna give me a combo with that back to 2 grab. So it doesn't really affect me that much, but it's kind of like a damn, that kind of sucks. Actually, let me see if Striker's Rabbit Fire does that. It probably doesn't, but if it does, that'd be kind of cool. But it would just be a nerf, so it wouldn't really matter. Oh, what the heck? Why did I do that? Okay, yeah, you can definitely come up there. Okay, so you get, I mean, that's like the same damage as like Movado, but like for like a less of a bar. Like, I gotta spend like a whole bar for that. I might as well just not even go for it, so. Like I said, it's gonna be like a nerf combo, so. It's just a nerf to Striker, Movado, and Darius, so. I don't even use those cameos anymore, so. Yeah. So that's all that Havoc got. I wish they kind of reverted back to Tether, but I guess I can't have fun with the game. So then they gave Asha some damage buff on her purple shit. So that's about it. So overall, I mean, these are some interesting changes. But I mean, it's pretty fine. I'm just going through like some of the tweets or whatever. I think my main issue with this patch is just like they're just removing counterplay. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts about it. Overall, I think the patches are going to be like they're going to be all right. The Lee May, oh yeah, I didn't go over the Lee May one with the exploding lantern is not going to be an overhead. That's interesting, right? That's a pretty niche idea, but it could be something to watch out for. I wonder if you, I mean, I wonder if you can actually upblock that, and then because I'm pretty sure she would probably do like let's see, like Trimmer or something. Like Lee May Trimmer is a thing. One of my players on here, they play exclusively Trimmer for like everyone. So I wonder if they're gonna do like something like Sky Lantern, and then like use like a low rock or whatever, and do something like that, you know. So that might be something to watch out for, but you know, with the lantern explosion being an overhead. But overall, I think the patch is like okay. They're just kind of just dumbing it down for like the player base, just making things safe, making things safe launchers, and just removing counterplay. I don't like that, but if that's how they want to do it, then that's how they want to do it. But overall, like I said, I'm probably not going to be playing the game as much. I'm playing Street Fighter a lot, and I'm really enjoying how the game is played because it makes me like want to actually play the game more in Street Fighter and actually like want me to what do you call it? What was I even saying? It makes me want to like actually improve on it and like actually like learn the characters more. Like I'm playing Akuma, JP, Luke, Bison, and Sagat. Like those are like my main characters right now. I love those characters. I want to learn the counterplay and all that stuff. And yeah, it's gonna be a journey for me in Street Fighter. So maybe I'll do some more games of that and like stream it and that type of stuff. So that's all I wanted to really say about MK1. Overall, I do like the game, but I'm not gonna be playing it as much because I just don't really think that the game is in the. I mean, honestly, after Chaos Reigns, the game was already. I think the game was in a really good spot right around when Ermac dropped. Yeah, Homelander was like annoying, but it wasn't like egregious, right? They toned down Homelander. He was in a good spot. People still complain, but it wasn't like egregious, right? Right around there was a good spot. When Takeda dropped, it was a good spot. But then when Chaos Reigns released, they brought in Cyrax and Sector and Noob. It just went downhill from there, and I feel like that's what kind of turned me off the game. Like, just seeing all the stuff that they had, like all the safe stuff into safe cameos and all that stuff, it just kind of just ruined my taste. I'm kind of like, you know, like, come on, like, what are we doing? So, I'm just gonna look over some of the character stuff, what they're saying. It's hit in front of it and need to come right at it, you know, because it's striking this good. I was saying before. No, that's not a significant change. Characters still bottom one. Chain needs more buffs. Not trying to give him the bottom one. Yeah, so what's 3 seconds? That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, we still don't know if all the changes that are going to be happening in the patch are even shown. They could just be like just the highlights. There could be some more changes that we don't know about, like Base Sub-Zero, Smoke, Tanya, Raiden. We'll see. But you know, we'll see about that. I don't know. But Well, let me actually test that out. Let me test one thing out with Quan Chi and Tremor. Just to see something. But like I said, I'm probably gonna be playing Street Fighter a lot more. I kind of stopped playing Tekken after a bit because like there's I like playing Raven, I like playing Clive and Leroy, and I want to try Falcon Rom, but we'll see. We'll see how the game is right now. I just couldn't really like. I was kind of like stuck in blue ranks at this point where it's like I'm just fighting so many characters. I don't know all the matchups. I gotta take a break. I gotta take a break from that game because I'm like 30 years behind basically. Like, if you didn't start from Tekken 1, you're basically screwed. Hold on, let me just try one thing out with this, because I actually am curious if this actually works. Okay, I thought that would combo, maybe, but it probably doesn't. Yeah, it probably does, okay. So, I thought that was gonna do a thing, but it doesn't do it. Okay, never mind. So, that's all I wanted to say about the MK1. Overall, I think it's a good NRS game, but it's just unfinished. I think the direction they went with it in terms of like how they're balancing things and how they do character identity is just kind of washed. It's so unclear that it doesn't really make sense to me. Like they do things with this character, but then they do it with the other character that has the exact same thing. So it's like, well, what's the exception? What's the rule? Like, what are we like? I don't understand, but I think it's a good game. It's definitely up there with my favorites. I would say Injustice 2. And I usually when I play a fighting game, when I find that one character I love, I stick with that character. And yeah, I played a whole cast, but I usually play the whole cast just to like understand how they play and just like know what I'm going up against. I don't play them, but like in this game, I play Havoc, and that's like my character. I love Havoc. I love him as a character. I love him as a story. Even in this story, in MK1 story, it's not the best, but I like his voice acting. It's really good. His skins are alright. He's got some decent outfits or whatever. The gear is okay. It's kind of like a wild child, but I love the unorthodox characters. In Justice 2, I played Atrocitus, Donatello, because I love the turtles. Darkseid, I love the big boss character. I played who's another one? Hellboy, big boss character too. Just fun character. Cyborg as well. So I like those. I like those types of characters. I like the zoning. I kind of wish Quan Chi got a little bit more buffs too, but we'll see how it changes. I mean, this being an overhead is, I don't know how that's going to change anything, but we'll see. I kind of wish they buffed the zoning a little bit, but I guess they thought it was fine. So, in MK, I didn't really play MKX that much, but I did play Tremor, Shinnok, Imposter Shinnok, and Killer Leatherface. MK11, I played RoboCop, Cabal, Kano, Collector, Justice 1, Ares, oh frick, who's even in that game? I forgot. Ares, Blackout. I kind of play whoever, but I mostly play Ares. But yeah, I would say this game and MK9. I kind of really played it, but I played Sector and MK9, and I guess I would play Freddy if I was playing that game a lot. But I don't have a main in that game. But overall, I think I will probably put MK1 at the. I'll probably put it at the second spot. I think it's Injustice 2, MK1, Injustice 1, MK11, MKX, and MK9 for me in terms of NRS games, because I just feel like I love this game for how it looks, how it plays. It's way better than MK11, obviously, but something about just how they done the characters is kind of like, it's so close to goodness. It's so close to greatness, but it's like it's always falling short. So the cameo system, the way moves happen, the frame data, the safety, how the game is played, the armor meta. Maybe I just have to accept that for what it is, and I've already accepted that. Like I've already accepted that this is how the game is played. It's a party game. You use cameos to make yourself safe. You use cameos to make launchers safe. You use cameos to make your mix-up safe. That's how the game is played. And if you can't accept that, then you don't want to play MK1. And I can't. And I've already accepted that. But I already accepted that. But I'm kind of just already done with the game. And basically, like I put a lot of hours in this game. Let me see my hours in this game. It's probably like in the I put 866 hours in this game, and probably like another 500. Oh, sorry. Sorry, my mic was muted. I put in 866 hours in this game, and probably another 500 when I was on PC, maybe even 700. So I put in like 1,000 hours in this game. So you know, I'm really into it. I love MNRS games. I love MK as a franchise. So like I said, it's like my second favorite NRS game of all time. But I'm just gonna try to play like different fighting games just to like, you know, expand my horizon. Um, so, but yeah, that's all I gotta say about MK1. I think when we look back on it, we're gonna look like man, this was like so close to greatness, but it wasn't quite there yet. One of those types of games. Like I wouldn't say it's gonna be like a classic, but it's gonna be one of those games where it's like it could have been like the best MK game of all time if it just did this right. But you know, pre-production, the development of the game just was rushed and all that stuff. So you know, unfortunate, but that's just how it is. I'll probably do some more Street Fighter 6 content and whatnot. So I'll probably like doing it later. So we'll see how that works. But anyway, that's my time. I'll catch you guys later and see ya.